Hello, Gemini. We're going to go in and dive into the energy that came through with the solar flare. And I have to say, we're going to do a pick a card, and I'll tell you the different ways you can pick. We're actually breaking it down into bits and pieces of your sign so that you can kind of target in on it, what's going on. And it was just when I was getting ready for your reading, like when I pulled out some of the tarot, Judgment was at the bottom of the deck. And it was just like, I ended up with a headache. I got nauseous. I was like, this is some intense stuff going on. And I'm actually afraid to do the reading. Like I have this fear to do the reading. And I kind of take all of these because I consider myself a clairsensitive reader, which is I pick up on all of the different senses. And the cards really just keep me focused and get me grounded and guided through the reading. But there was also this sense of like hitting the ground running. So I feel like a lot of you I'm recording this 4 days after the solar flare, and it'll post 5 days afterwards. So it's like hitting on that real big change day. And it's a timeless reading. So like energies come in chunks, not just on the solar flare, but like I'm doing this one on the solar flare. If you catch it somewhere later on, don't worry, you got it here for a reason. Okay, but yeah, this is some pretty hardcore stuff. Like I don't know if I'm supposed to say that term, but like I mean it's just there's a intensity to this. We're going to look at what this energy is that's coming in. And for everyone, it's been spirit coming in with extra energy guides and being more present for you so that you can get from a place that's been unpleasant to a more pleasant situation in life. So they've all been really positive changes. Now, not everybody's had like a reading that says like the change is going to be a real fun one and it's going to happen overnight. For some people, it's like a long period of growth. But I feel like a lot of you have already, like you just got hammered with something already. And it is not pleasant to be sitting in that place. So, okay, we're going to do this. You can do it as pick a card by the charms. Group 1 has this flower. And the way things work is each sign is broken down into 3 decans of 10 degrees each. So if you're in the first 10 degrees, the first decan, your birth date would be about March 22nd to March 31st. And each decan has a sub-ruling sign. So the first decan always has the same sign as the sun sign. So the sun sign is Gemini, so you're Gemini over here. Okay, if that's your group. You can also look at the cards. I haven't flipped over. The second group has this pretty design, which like looks like a bunch of hearts coming together or a 4-leaf clover, whichever way you want to look at that. And that would be the second decan from like 11 to 20 degrees, and that's birthdays June 1st through June 10th. You would have a sub-ruling sign of Libra, so you can also check out Libra to see if there's additional information there. Group 3, you have this fish, and I just like keep thinking school of fish. But this is also the third decan, which is 21 to 30 degrees. Of Gemini, or roughly birth dates of June 11th through the 21st. You have a sub-ruling sign of Aquarius, so that may be a place for you to look for additional information. So go ahead, I'll let you pick your group, whichever way you feel called to, and I will see you in your group. Hello, group 1 for Gemini, first decan. You either went by the flower charm or you're in the first decan, the first 10 degrees, and a birthday of March 22nd through the 31st. So the first card we have coming out here, this has come out for a lot of the groups in just almost every sign so far. And with this deck, it's the Past Life Oracle. I usually don't pay much attention to the actual wording on the card, but the image is what guides me. And right away, it's that this has been that card of reevaluation. And I did, when I was sitting before your reading, get that something was lost or stolen, but you didn't need it anyway. So there is that kind of a feeling. We have some clarifiers that I already pulled. There is something about a gift. And I feel like this really should be this way. I don't know. It's like, it feels like it is. It's sort of like, okay, where's the gift in the situation? What is my gift? Something along those lines. If this doesn't resonate right away, hang in there for a little bit, because a lot more energy comes in as we get going along. Now, the tarot cards that came out is the Seven of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and then the Four of Swords. And what I'm getting with these is like, this is the confusion state that some are in. I mean, sometimes we can say that's great, we have lots of options, but sometimes we have a lot of really bad options. And we're like, where is the good one? Where is the good option? And that, again, is confirmed with this Page of Pentacles, where it's searching for that direction, that, I mean, it can relate to so many areas and stuff, but I feel like there's a big question that some of you have that you're seeking an answer for. And it's, for some of you, it's a life path. I don't feel like this is like the career, like you're questioning a career, but it's something so much deeper inward than these external things. And these cards are here also to help us understand how to see what kind of energy and what our guides are helping us. So the energy that's coming in, because you're in the situation already. I mean, that's where you've been. And the confusion state is here. The energy is coming in to help you find that answer. That piece of something you feel is lost inside, that you don't have within you anymore. And for some of you, it may be an external thing that's been lost, but you're going to have to replace it with something within you. And this extra boost of energy, additional guides coming in, and spirit trying to work even more strongly in your life is helping guide you to that one thing within. And part of it, I'm being told, is some of you need to make sure you're getting your rest, because a lot of that information is going to come through in your dreams. And that's, while you're sleeping, you're going to work through a lot of things. You may or may not be able to remember your dreams, but if you try and concentrate on the dream work, you may get some answers there. I'm going to ask for some clarifiers. I was called to this deck, so I want to get a little bit, can we get a little bit more clarity here for the first decan of Gemini? Okay. It is like, be fearless and stand your ground is at the bottom of the deck. And this is choose your path, be brave and honest. And here we do. I mean, here is this choose your path right beneath the Seven of Cups there. And be brave and honest. And this is really having to sit down with yourself and just have the ability to be truthful with yourself without any kind of judgment. Just be able to just let your heart, your mind, your higher self all communicate in a non-judgmental way and let a truth about you come to life. And that's going to help you in your path forward. And I'm hearing, like, for some of you, your path, what you're trying to do is find your way now that you are out of a situation. For most of these readings, it's people who are being guided and helped out of a situation. I really feel like a situation has left. Someone has left, a situation has left, and it's like, where am I now? What am I doing now? And this is very strongly saying the answers are within. Is there anything in the Citadel we can do for advice here? We're going to move on to the advice for how you can get through this. It's cool to take one more card. Okay. And we have the Warrior card at the bottom of the deck. At the bottom of the deck, twice, we have Warrior. The bottom of the deck is kind of like the unseen, what we don't realize about ourselves stuff. You have Warrior twice, 2 decks in a row at the bottom of the deck for what you don't see. And this is what you don't see about yourself. That you are fearless, you stand strong. Now, the perfection and burnout part, you probably already know if you have that. So this is not perfection and burnout. That's not a hidden thing. You already know that if that's there. So we're really looking at just very much the Warrior. You have it. I'm going to leave these face up because for Warrior to come out twice like that really means Spirit wants you to know you have the strength within you. And it was so important that I was supposed to tell you, you have the strength within you. Even with other things leaving, other people leaving, you have this strength within you. Okay. And we have, which way am I supposed to take these? Okay, yeah, that's really funny. You have the strength within you, and now you have the Fate in reverse, accepting help and guidance. Come on, confirmation after confirmation here. The answer is within you. It's inside of you. And then we have the Astronomer, discovery, and I'm going to say the words augury. I don't even know what that word is. I'm going to read from the book. I asked Spirit to try and keep these short. But Spirit never really cares what I want for time frames. All right, I'm going to read from the book on this one, page 58. Okay, that's Alchemist. Archer. The Astrologer. It's actually page 63. I don't know why I read that wrong. Gold instrument swirl. A telescope tilts upwards, revealing galaxies impossible distances away. And it does. It feels like what you want and need is like impossible to get to and galaxies away. The planets turn, reliable and infinite, unaffected by the frantic lives of men and women and non-binary. The Astronomer thrives in shadows, for it is the darkest night that shows us the brightest of stars. Where others look to books and history for knowledge, the Astronomer knows that there are greater powers at work in the world. The constellations tell them what they need to know. And it says you are in a complex situation, and clues on how to navigate to it won't come from past experiences. Now is the time to look both beyond and within for answers, and trust in your intuition. Let go of the material needs and concerns that are holding you back and meditate on what your gut is telling you. Others who are like-minded may be able to guide you, but be open to their perspectives, but don't be bound by them, okay? I don't know what else to really ask Spirit to say on the situation and what you need to do. I feel the fear, and I mean, I am nauseous, my head hurts, the back of my neck is getting all stiff and tense and tight. So if this is your reading, like I am not dismissing what you're going through at all. And I very much am really, please, like if I was on the other end of this and this is my experience, it's like you're telling me to look within and just trust the universe. I'm like, really, give me something else. And I'm strong. Why do I'm not strong. I'm going to fall apart. Like it's that kind of feeling. And it's just know that whatever came in with this solar flare, it's almost like a backup support. And even if for some of you, you can't quite see that Spirit is there and your guides are there and the angels are there and the energy is around you to support you, because I get that feeling, like it feels like I can't see it, I can't feel it, it's there. And that's why it's really important to go into the meditation and really look inside yourself. And Spirit is really guiding to say, look inside you. It's like Spirit saying, look inside you. I'm in there. Like Spirit is inside you. Just look inside. Stop grasping at anything you can try and gather. And it's like everything keeps slipping away. I'm inside, Spirit is saying. Okay, let's get you some, positive messages and hopeful. I do with this reading for everyone, like the outcome of this process, because for everyone this is a process. And I've been mentioning like the solar cycle that causes these flares is 11 years is the solar cycle. And at the end of the 11 years is when we get these big solar flares. So I'm feeling out a lot of like 11 weeks, 11 months. For some of you, I heard 11 days in there. So for some of you, like from the time you see the reading, like in the next 11 days, especially if you're looking inside yourself and you kind of make this shift to, I am the warrior, I have the Spirit in me. If you make that shift, like even in 11 days, you can start to feel a little bit more empowered, and like there might start to be able to see a little bit clearer, and like some of the signs and messages from Spirit that are around you will start coming into focus. For some of you it can be that fast, and with all of these it's always like it's a choice. Like you always have free will. If you don't want to take the time to stop and look inside of you, and you want to keep grasping outside of you, I really can't help you, because this reading is for the people who are willing to do what Spirit's guiding them to do. So if you do what Spirit guides you to do, I'm just going to move right along. But no, this won't take 11 years, just in case. Like I know I was on the 11-year cycle thing. It's not 11 years. Some of you, it's literally 11 days. You'll start feeling the changes. And especially when you're looking within 11 weeks, 11 months max. Okay. So it's there. And where does this go? Like once Gemini looks inside and starts realizing they are a warrior and Spirit is within them and all around them, where is this leading them? Where are you guiding them to here? We have Oak. Oh my gosh. Oh, really, Spirit? The saying on this card, don't just look within, dive deeply into the eternal realms of knowing. Man, you are asked to be going real deep on this. But these are roots. These are like the deep roots that like you will not be uprooted like you have been in the past. Especially if this situation felt like you were just completely uprooted and like a flower just pulled out of the ground and tossed. Like you will have these roots so deep that like this kind of feeling of uprooted, abruptly uprooted. It's a real tongue twister. It won't be able to happen again once you have this. Can we do have Goddess at the bottom of the deck. Make sure you feel it in your bones, for you are what you believe. And this is definitely, I don't know. I mean, we're just getting confirmations here. So, Spirit, is there something more than just a confirmation? I'm being told to pull something from here. I have a feeling we're just getting more confirmations. Let's see what we got. What else? You know, kind of like, this is pretty sacred covenant. Sacred contract, covenant. If you are willing to look inside of you and find Spirit there, they are going to make a contract with you. And it is one that is the perfect alignment for your soul. What is at the bottom of the deck? Okay. Stranger, curiosity. You are going to be surprised. I mean, some of you might be a little curious what this contract is, but you've got to go inside for it. But yes, you have a choice if you're willing to do this. Can you give us a little bit more? Like, what is this contract? What is this? I'm curious. I'm curious. What is this contract? Okay, Spirit, come on. You can't just like taunt us like that. Dig deep and you'll find it. You know, it's going to be different, I know, for every single one of you. But can we just like get like a general broad spectrum? You know, what can Gemini... This deck is not going to give me any answers. Okay. Can we just... Is there something in here? Okay, there's a couple of things that want to come out of here. All right. All right. Thank you. At the bottom, you have Seahorse. Spirit, watch and wait. Watch and wait. See, Spirit has a plan for you. Spirit definitely has a plan for you. You have Chameleon Spirit. Act as if. Canary Spirit, sing your own song. And Dove Spirit, be peace. Okay, so you're being called to your true self, to your highest self, to be becoming your highest self. And it's, for a while, we all have imposter syndrome when we go through these processes. So you may feel like you have to act as if, even though you don't feel completely in line. You may have to act as if you're the warrior, even though you don't completely feel like you're the warrior yet. Act as if you are someone who is carrying the voice of Spirit within you everywhere you go, even to the grocery store. Even if you don't quite feel that way, walk around wherever you go. You know, you got to go get gas in your car. Go do it with the feeling like you've got Spirit ready to speak from within you. Act as if, and then you'll start being able to connect better with it inside of you. Sing your own song. That's what this covenant is. It's the contract is for you to sing the song and be who you are meant to be in this world. And it's one that is going to bring you so much peace. I've been closing every reading out with one card from the Wisdom Oracle. So is there one card, Spirit, you'd like to close this reading out with? Imagine. Look how open that is. I kind of almost want to like put these two cards together. Just imagine this radiance. And there's actually, I don't know if you can see it. there is the figure of a person in here. Just imagine you, and this is spirit. Just imagine that. Even if you do like a visual meditation where you try to visualize you there and this light of spirit all around you and radiating from within you, from all space around you, and everywhere in your energetic field around you. Okay, I know that didn't give you like your answer for what you're gonna find, but you know where to look now, and that's the most I think Spirit's going to allow me to do. Just hang in there and know you are a warrior. You will get through this. It is not a permanent situation, but definitely do look inside yourself. Spirit is in there waiting for you to see Spirit inside you. Okay, so if that resonated and you want to give a video a like, that's very nice. It helps YouTube know that maybe they should recommend the video to someone else who might need to hear this. And if you want to leave a comment, please feel free to do that. Always keep it positive and very supportive of each other. Don't vent at the universe, your frustrations, but you're more than welcome to tell it your hopes and dreams in the comments. That's okay. Other than that, you are the first deacon, so you are ruled by Gemini. There's no subsign, so you may want to like check through to your other placements, see if you can find any other clues on other aspects of your life. But I feel bad actually saying that because Spirit wanted you to look inside yourself. So I almost am tempted to say you might need to like cut back on the watching the tarot readings for the information, because Spirit just gave you a reading that said, stop looking around and look inside. So I'm going to shut up now because, anyway, I wish you the best. And I know that Spirit is there for you. You do have extra guides, and it's a life-changing process, but it is a beautiful reward for the for going through the work of it. Okay, till the next time, I hope you see you in another reading. Till then, take care. Hello, Gemini, group 2. You chose by this photo here on the card, or the charm, which kind of looks like a bunch of hearts coming together. Or you picked based on your decan, which is the second decan, and the birth dates of June 1st through June 10th. You do have a sub-ruling sign, which is Libra. You may want to check out what's in the Libra readings if you need additional information. And I am going to say, like, the first pile was the first decan, and they are Gemini. Like, their sub-sign is Gemini. They are hardcore all the way Gemini. So some of you might want to check that out. I don't know why I'm being told to tell you that. I haven't really said that to anyone in any of these readings yet. But let's get into this. If you don't hear something that resonates immediately, like, stick around a little bit, because sometimes it takes me a little while to connect with everyone's energy. And I have to say, Geminis, you're all, I feel a real heavy weight. There just feels like there's a heavy weight. And the whole thing with me doing these readings for what's come in with the solar flare is that there's a new burst of energy. There's extra guides, extra support, Spirit's working even harder to help you through a situation to get to a better place. So we're going to really kind of take a look, but I'm getting the feeling, Geminis, you've really been in a bad place. I almost feel like y'all are the ones who just, like, the tower just came down and you're like, what now? And I'll give you whatever answers Spirit has to give you and guidance that I can pass on to you from Spirit to try and help you with this. And let's just get into this. This is the past life oracle. I don't normally pay attention to the bottom, but in a way, given the amount of anxiety I felt like coming into the reading and this weight, I do feel like there is a lot of fear of like, what's next? Where do I go from here? How do I handle this? Who do I turn to? What's going on? You know, it's a very difficult energy to, and there's a sense of loneliness inside of this energy. I already have some pre-pulled cards here. We do have the Four of Wands, the Empress, and then we have the Seven of... Hold on a second. Like, my heart just skipped a few beats. I have a heart that does that, so it can just happen sometimes. But it's interesting because I was trying to avoid that, mentioning that maybe some of you have just gone through or are in the process of a divorce. If that does not resonate, if that is not a situation you're already in, this is not a predictive of any kind of breakup or future divorce or anything. There's no predictive in it. We're talking about pre-existing energy over here on that. And it just, if for some of you, as I move over to the Empress card, I feel like regardless of your gender, it doesn't matter what kind of, if you're a parent or whatever, it feels like there may be like a changing role, or some of you becoming new parents and you're scared of it, but others, there's something within the family and in the family unit that you may not know how to help somebody else in the family. And it's getting to the point where it's becoming difficult for you to figure out your own how to help yourself. And then we come over here and it's looking at, you know, a lot of times I want to look at this and see, like, you know, it's like all of these things I planted, nothing's growing. What is going to grow? When is it going to grow? It's a very difficult energy. I am going to take a pause right here. Anytime I feel this intense of a difficult energy, I do put in, and if you've seen any of my other readings, you'll see that I do this from time to time. I'm doing this because I do care very much about you. I want the best for you, and I think everyone needs to have all the love, support, and help that is available in this world. And I am always concerned for your well-being. So I am going to put this in here, and just for anyone who is watching this, I am experiencing such an intense amount of emotion and some desperation with that. So I want to state that, like, this is not for therapy, what I am doing. And if you are in that intensely difficult emotional state, if you have any desperation, I just implore you, and I want to cry, I implore you to reach out for help immediately. If you are in that difficult of a situation of what I feel some of you are in, there is never any shame in asking for help. Whether you go to a friend right away, whether you go to a professional, a family member, a guidance counselor, if it's in a college or a school system, wherever you are, if you are in a place of that much pain, reach out for help and get the support you need. A tarot reading, like what I do or any of us readers do, we are not the qualified professionals to help you with that. You need someone in your 3D world who can work and talk and you can speak to and have a conversation with. All right. I'm sorry to stick a disclaimer like that right smack in the middle of a reading. I know that doesn't apply to all of you, probably a very small percentage of you, but even if it's just one person watching this video, I needed to make sure that that one person is taken care of. Okay. So I hope the rest of you do understand, if that is not your situation, that it was absolutely necessary to make sure, because we never want to see someone suffer. We never want to see someone suffer. Okay. So, and I'm like all teary-eyed with this. That's why I'm like, I feel like there is someone who needs to call someone right now. If that's not you, please, I can actually hear and feel others of you right now, your energy, sending love to whoever this is. So I know those of you that are not in that desperate kind of a state, I can feel your sympathy, your love, and your empathy going and being sent to the people or person that this part of the message was for. Okay, I'm gonna just kind of like have a couple sips of water. We're gonna move along from that. And yes, it's a beautiful group of you that I'm reading for, because I can feel that love being passed from some of you that'll be watching this, because all the energies kind of move around early on for me to work with. So I kind of feel them in advance. And whoever that message was for, there's others of you, and I can feel the love and just how much support you're sending energetically. It's beautiful. I kind of feel privileged to be reading for this group here, because there are some really just such kind souls that are sending love out to whoever I was talking to just before. Okay, let's get in a little bit further. So it just kind of... Now, some of you, I'm going to say, with this, we do have some of what you planted is starting to grow, and it's like, it's brand new to you. And you're a little on the nervous side of like, am I going to be able to handle it? So this is, for some of you that already have the wedding date set and you're getting a little nervous, it's like, oh my gosh, am I ready for this? For those of you who are already pregnant, and the baby's coming and you're like, am I going to, there's a little bit of nervousness there. And like I said, these aren't predictives. You're already in that situation. So if you don't know you're pregnant yet, I'm not telling you you're about to get pregnant. Nope. Existing circumstance already. But for some of you, some of those seeds that you planted, those dreams that you've been trying to grow, some of them are starting to grow, and you're starting to see the first leaves come up, and it's like a little freaky. It's like, am I going to be able to handle it? And the whole thing with this reading is to let you know, like, not only what, but also to let you know that this burst from the solar flare that came through, and whenever you're catching this, it doesn't have to be connected to the solar flare. If you catch it months later, it's fine. Bursts of energy and extra guides come in periodically throughout our life when we need them. But this is, with this solar flare, everyone's gotten a burst of extra energy spiritually. They've gotten extra guides and spirits working a little harder in their lives. So for those of you with the nerves of the good things about to come into play, rest assured that you've got extra guides, you've got extra energies working for you, and spirit's giving you a little extra special attention right now to help you get through this. And for those of you who it's a difficult one, the same applies. You've got extra guides, guardian angels, you've got extra energy around you that's there to help and support you. Okay, and spirit is paying extra special attention to you. And we do have two kind of clarifiers, which is a really interesting contrast, because we have family room, which is 21, and we have distant horizons, 36. And I was a little skeptical of using this deck because I haven't used it for any of the other groups. And I am going to ask for a little bit of clarification. Yeah, we're going to go into the tarot for a little bit of clarification on this, because it's like, it's almost looking out the window at all the future possibilities, and there's a nervousness about heading out to them. And for some of you, it's really hard to look out the window and see all of those possibilities. And can we get a couple clarifiers for this family room, distant horizons for Gemini, please? Okay, what do we have here? We have 6 of Wands and we have 10 of Pentacles. If you are worried that like your situation isn't going to improve, it absolutely is. Things are gonna get better. Spirit wants you to know that. If you're concerned that these good things that you've planted the seeds for that are sprouting are going to work out okay and be good, yes, this is a confirmation saying yes, it's going to be good. You're going to be happy. You know, when we talked marriage and family over here, you've got the 10 of Pentacles, which is really, you know, it's good. It's good. And I know change is scary no matter what, even when change is for the better. And change is a happy thing that we've been wanting, okay? Let's see. Where do you want us to go next, Spirit? I have a hair sitting on the table here. Yeah, I feel like this sense of like, okay, I can breathe again, you know? So some of you are just, I'm going to point out that the solar, since we are doing the solar flare thing, the solar cycle is about 11 years. And towards the end of the 11-year cycle is when we get these flares. So whatever the situation is that you're going into, or this rocky part of the situation where you need the extra guides and a little extra energy from spirit and all of that it's looking like 11 weeks, 11 days for some before you start to clear the way. But anywhere from the 11 days to 11 months is this cycle before it really like, okay, you're feeling like completely confident again and things are back. So it's not a quick cycle, but I have a feeling for some of you, it is a quick cycle that's coming and you're just going through a short doubt period. For some of you that are on the long haul, and this is not because you're concerned about the good things coming in, but a fear of the bad things never leaving. That would be the group that, like, for those of you, it may last like 11 months for you to work through it. And I would highly recommend working through that with a professional. I'm going to just keep putting that in there because I want you all to be okay. And I want the best for you. So I'm always going to put those in there. And full disclaimer, I've been in and out of therapy for many years throughout my life. I don't see a problem with it. If that works for you, go for it. You know what? There's no harm in doing that. And it's a very, very tiny percentage of who I'm reading for who are in that position where it's really necessary right now. A lot of you, it's like, you know, like in a couple of weeks, like in 11 days, in a week or two, you might actually just be like, okay, I can breathe now. You know what? It is actually going to be okay. The wedding's going to go all right. I'm marrying the right person. Or, oh gosh, I just got this job and it's like, okay, now I'm starting the job. I was like, why was I so worried about starting the job? I'm doing just great at it. All right, Spirit, where do you want me to go here? Some tips. Can we get like some tips, advice? If you hear this really weird noise in the background, my dog is trying to dig her way through the blanket into the couch because she has to paw her way, and she kind of does this nesting thing before she'll sit down. So there are blankets on all of my furniture because my dog scratches at them before she sits down. I don't know what it is. It's a dog thing. I don't know why I'm telling you that. But it's like, in a way, I'm being told to, like, sometimes you have to make preparations and things get a little rough before you can feel like you can settle down into them. I don't know, like, for some reason that was the spirit guide message from the dog. Okay, so Julia, by the way, my dog is like a little on the psychic side. She can like actually tell when there's like energies and spirits in the house, and she catches them sometimes before I do. And then I'm like, what are you doing? And then I'll be like, oh yeah, there is something over there. I'll go get rid of that for you, sweetie. And I go get rid of it. Okay. Oh, I'm so scatterbrained, I feel like, on this reading. And I was going to try to do these really quick. Okay, come on. Some like tools, tips, things that I'm being called to the Moonology, so we're going to pull something from the Moonology. Come on, we got to give Gemini some just something to hang on to help them get through don't let pride get in your way. You know, the minute I saw this card, I was like, don't let pride get in your way is sort of one of those things you tell somebody when you tell them, like, why don't you go get some help? And, like, it sounds so hard when somebody says, why don't you go get some help? And, like, people are too proud to do it. So it's like, okay, all right, can we get one that I'm not going to, like, kind of throw my own opinion on? Spirit, how about we get, like, a clear, completely just from Spirit message? I'm being told that's not it. Look at the card underneath. Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. It's a reminder card that, you know, better times are coming. That's really, yeah, you know, just about anybody could say that, Spirit, please. Is there something? And it's time to release the negativity. So that is a tip that can be helpful right now, is just sort of if you can catch yourself in the negative thoughts and say, no. I'm going to think positive thoughts about this situation. Even if you just have to, when the negative thoughts are just bombarding, go, okay, I'm just going to pause and I'm going to list 10 things that I'm grateful for. And I actually do this because I can go down the rabbit hole of like everything's gonna fall apart and it's all disaster and chaos, and then I'm like, okay, just stop it. You're going down the wrong rabbit hole there. List 10 things that you're grateful for. And it really immediately shifts my mind completely out of that. So that can be a tool that you can use. Okay, and I'm pretty much being told we're done with the Moonology deck. So let's put this all back here. And I have been using, I keep getting this name wrong. It's okay, here we go. Here's Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle. I keep using for, like, you know, once you know, Gemini accepts the situation and accepts the help from the extra guides, the extra energy that's available, and from spirits, spirit work willing to work overtime with you. When they accept that and they take the steps that you're going to guide them through, and a lot of these you're going to have guidance individually from spirit. There's going to be more signs, more synchronicities if you're open to them. There's going to be a lot more that you can tap into within yourself to connect with spirit and get those messages that you need directly from spirit. But where are they headed from here? You know, what does where does this rough patch smooth out, and what's it like? Okay. The Lovers. 42. And this can be self-love. This can be being in love with your situation, being in love with your new house, being in love with your new job. It can be, you know, any way it falls into what's going on with this particular situation. And it says, love lulls all sorrows and bewitches flesh, mind, and breath, reminding me that I am unafraid of the unfurling winds of my eternity. And it's really leading you to a place where there's a lot less fear in life and things flow so much more smoothly. We do have at the bottom of the deck, I do like looking at the bottom of the deck to see what might be hidden from us, and it's Self-Worship 37. My hands fold as I speak to the stars, watching as the sky holds its breath. It's in stillness that I find that I am, and all of divinity within me. So that's something to keep in mind, is just to take those moments to remember how spirit does live inside you also. I mean, you have your own spirit, your soul, your higher self. You have your guides, you have your angels. You can communicate with spirit. Spirit is all around. But also remember, spirit is always right inside of you too. It's within you. I feel like I'm missing something here. What am I missing to give to them, Spirit? I'm being called to this deck. Is there any message from here, Spirit, that you want to pass along here? I did just look down, biding your time, planning ahead. So for some of you, you know, you might be in cold pattern right now. That doesn't mean you can't be planning. It doesn't mean you can't be enjoying other things going on in your life. If you're in a holding pattern, you know, that happens to us all sometimes. But there's still ways we can keep planning ahead for the future. We can keep visualizing where we're heading. And we can still enjoy where we are. The Dancer came out for you. Self-expression, strength. And for some of you, finding a creative outlet to express what's going on, whether it's writing, it's painting, or just even cooking in the kitchen, whatever it is, to get some of the emotions expressed and out of the system. And also to remember how much strength you have. You know, this, I know there's a huge amount of stuff going on. It's all can feel very heavy, but you're strong enough for all of this. You are completely and absolutely strong enough for all of this. And we do have, again, at the bottom, the diviner, divine timing, evaluation. And it's things will happen in divine time. Like I said, some of you, there is definitely a sense of you're on a hold pattern. Like you're just, you know, everybody's boarded the plane, and it's like, but like now we're like not gonna be able to fly just yet. It's so funny. The family room and the distant horizons. It's like it's kind of almost this sort of theme right there for some of you that's that feeling. And it's like, what do you do? Because it's so nerve-wracking to sit in the holding pattern, and it's like you're not going to be there forever. I don't know. Feels like there should be something else in this. Is there one more card in here, Spirit? Nope. Okay. Okay, so we will close this out with one last card from the Wisdom Oracle. Let's see. One card for Yang, and I'm going to look at the bottom of this deck too. And this is card number 1, and it's just the Yang card in this solar flare reading is just a reminder that the universe, like spirit, is like literally offering you this immense amount of supportive energy, extra guides, like I said, extra guardian angels at your side, and extra attention from spirit at this time. So trust that you are being given extra spiritual resources right now. If you need extra resources in the 3D world, absolutely reach out to those. Because you know what? If spirit thinks that now is the right time and it's necessary to help you through this by giving you extra resources spiritually, it kind of actually makes sense that you might need some extra resources on the 3D, you know, living in the now, people-to-people department. So just keep that in mind. And that, I just heard for some of you, it may be like occasionally you might need to like request a day off from work to just have some time to go tidy up some of these preparations that you need for something else. You may need to ask for time for you to like, can I cut back like a commitment here just for a day so I can go take care of something else here. Making it a little extra room for yourself, for preparations, for what's coming. That is a message that was supposed to come through for some of you. And I said we will look at the bottom of the deck. So we are going to look at the bottom of the deck. Look at that. You've got happy, happy. It's going to be all right. But, you know, I can't say like I'm going to wave a magic wand. It'll be all happy, happy tomorrow. There's a process to go through, and you've got extra spiritual support there. Some of you, it's just kind of releasing that negativity, getting into the more positive mindset. Some of you, it's just waiting it out. Some of you, it's getting that extra help in the 3D world that you need. And by and large, probably like it's a combination of those things for just about everyone, right? You know, this is normal stuff. This is life. This is how it goes. And you know what? No reason to beat yourself up because you like worried about something and it all turned out okay afterwards, or just like you hit a rough patch because like the tower just came tumbling down and you needed some help. That's human. That's human, and that's spirit and soul and higher self too. There's, you know, but there is a happy place to get to, and that's a process that you can get through taking the steps here on earth and find that happiness here in this 3D world in time. And like I said, it is an 11-year cycle, but we're not looking at 11 years. Some of you might be leaving a decade-long cycle and starting a new, fresh, better one, and that transition's where you are right now, and it's kind of like, But, you know, anywhere from 11 days to 11 months, this transition happens, and you've got all the support along the way. All right, I will stop repeating things over and over. I have a tendency to say the same things over and over. Okay. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you have any positivity to share with others in the group, feel free to, you know, send your love out to people in the comments and just send love and wish everyone the best. I send my love and I wish all of you the best. I can tell from this reading that if you hang in there, you take the steps to trust spirit, and you do what you can in the 3D world, then you are really going to get to a happier place. And it's one that'll last. All right, so you're welcome to check out if you need to. Your sub-sign is Aquarius, and like I said, the first group is Gemini. So, but that was a pretty rough one. That was a really rough one. Some of you might actually get some benefit from the information in group 1. You might want to check it out. Wherever you're called to go, just always trust your intuition. All right? All right. Well, thank you for letting me do this reading, and I hope to see you again in another reading. Take care. Hello, group 3. You chose by this little fish that made me think of like a school of fish. Like he needs all of his little buddies. And you also could have chosen by your Decon, which is the 3rd Decon, the last 10 degrees of Gemini, or the birth dates between about June 11th to June 21. We're going to get into what's coming in with spirit. I'm having a little bit feeling like communication is like a little dragging here. So some of you might be experiencing that. We'll let you know. My name's Kirsten. I'm a clairsensitive reader. It's an intuitive reader. So I usually like all of the senses. The cards kind of keep me focused on track and kind of guide the reading. We're going to look at, with this solar flare that came in, and it doesn't matter when you're reading this, these energy bursts come in periodically regardless of solar flares, but we're doing this now on the solar flare. And we're going to see kind of the situation you're in, what spirit is sending in full force to help you make a transition to a better space in life, should you choose to want to make a change. And the first card we have here, I usually ignore the words on this. This is the past life oracle deck. We'll get into the tarot and some more oracle cards, and we'll clarify quite a few things and pull at the end from the wisdom oracle some last bit of guidance. But between the school of fish and the farm with the two horses, there's something about there's something going on about community needing to regroup for some of you. There's a sense of, okay, Spirit, give me a minute to get connected with the energy. Now, the first two groups of Gemini were pretty intense, but I'm feeling there's something a little bit lighter going on with you, and I feel like it's more of a social kind of the activities. And for some of you who are, because I just sort of like, I have no social life, I'm an introvert, this may be that you're being called to go out into more of a community environment, a social situations. For some of you, you're going to do some group work with at where you work. You're going to be working more with groups of people. Some of you are actually like getting into teaching and like kind of running your own courses and stuff. It's very interesting. That's very specific to, like, if that doesn't resonate, don't worry. It doesn't mean this isn't your reading. That was just a specific thing for someone. If you hear noises in the background, I do have a dog running around. All right, let's take a look at the cards here. We have Three of Cups there, we have Strength, and we have Three of Pentacles. So yeah, we're definitely looking at the situation that was in place. I feel like was like a lack of all the pieces coming together, of all the people coming together. You may be coming out of an isolated place, or for some of you I'm picking up, you've been overwhelmed by the social. Now, what I'm looking at here is you have strength and the universe is sending in extra energy, extra guides, and extra support for you to have the strength to work with these group activities. There may be conflicting questions of which group you feel like you really belong to. I'm going to take this. We have the community card. So we're definitely going to get some clarifiers. There's such a silence that I'm hearing. I'm just hearing such a silence. But then, like, as I said that, I could just hear so much commotion. Like, if you imagine just like there's a big conference hall or something where everybody, and it's so noisy and loud there. I feel like we've just moved outside into the hallway to just get a little bit of peace and quiet. All right, Spirit, which deck do you want me to use to get a little bit of clarity about what's going on? Being drawn to the Shaman's Oracle. Can we get some clarifiers? These two cards want to come out. We do have, I like looking at the bottom of the deck to see what's hidden. We do have Eye of the Needle intentionality. And I feel like you're trying to weave in a bunch of different aspects of your life right now. And there may be people in your life that don't get along with each other, but you need them to cooperate. And you may feel like you're in the middle of two people who are, you know, you're friends with two people who are enemies. For some of you, that's the case. You did have Deep Diver diving into a task, and you have the Unmarked Trail Revelation. I just really am getting a sense of, for some of you, you're learning to go it alone without all of these people around. Spirit, I don't want to talk too soon. Eye of the Needle. This is, I mean, you are the center unit of it all. And it's almost like what's around you, you don't need. You have this strength. All of these these groups around are just making noise. There's this need to like find your stillness, your quiet. And that's my little doggy whimpering in the background. You know, there's one thing to have a place in the community, but sometimes that place gets a little too constrictive and you need to step out and get some air. And I feel like for some of you, you're being given extra support spiritually to kind of step away from what's just too crowded of an environment for you to express your individuality. Which is kind of the opposite of where I thought this was going in the beginning, but that's what Spirit's leading to. Is there something else in here? Is there anything else in here, Spirit, to help clarify? I want to make sure. Obstacles, the wall. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple tarot cards on that. My hand was drawn to this deck, so we're going to go here. Can you clarify obstacles and the wall, please? Just give us... Can we get one more card, please? Yeah, you have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. It's really time to be looking inside. I almost get the sense that it's time to realize that some of the people you're surrounding yourself with are actually limiting what you're able to do and what you can bring about. We have Justice for the wall, the Empress, and the Two of Swords to kind of clarify. Okay, I'm going with imagery on these two cards. That's what I'm being guided to. It almost seems the parental figures are saying, like, we have the knowledge and the wisdom. Do what we tell you. Don't think for yourself. Don't go your own way. Stay blindfolded. Stay in this position where it's like, okay, it's very much, I have a sense of people being in a submissive position where it's a subordinate kind of position, and it's just restrictive. You're not given the freedom. Now, that's not like the energy's bringing that in. The energy's coming in to help you get out of that kind of a situation. So let's see. I mean, we know we have the clarifier of the Hermit to look inside. I mean, you have the whole sun inside of you. And without looking with this Ten of Cups where everybody's supposed to be happy and cheerful and everything together, it's just not happy and cheerful. The large group is diminishing your gifts and diminishing your happiness and what you have to be able to give. Okay, so let's see. Let's get into some advice, please, Spirit, from... That is very interesting. At the bottom of the deck, it says time to collaborate. But I just said time to collaborate with Spirit. What is under there? Be at home. Yeah. Collaborate with what you know is true inside of you, okay? And claim your independence. All right, I was a little confused because when it said time to collaborate, I was like, why are we getting two completely opposite messages? No, we're not. We're not. This is definitely a claim your independence. I'm going to take these cards here. Thank you, Spirit, for them, for clarifying. It's a time to look inside, to be the Hermit, be at home within yourself, collaborate with the universe, rather than these groups with artificial rules and structures. What can help them do this, please, Spirit? What I'm actually thinking, like, what do they have to gain on their independence? That summer, bask in joy and light. This independence. I mean, you had the sun card come out. Like you're finding the sun, the happiest card, inside of you. Okay? Trust your own intuition is at the bottom of the deck. What do you... Spirit, please help me here. I'm going to go to Moonology. Do you have something in the Moonology? Okay. Expect a powerful change. This is an enormous change. When you embrace your own power is really what you're being called to do. Embrace your own power. It is a huge change. Okay, the answers you need are coming, but they're coming from within. Is there anything else that you can help with guidance here, Spirit? I see these two cards. It's just... Nothing is set in stone. And this is a reminder card of you may not have all the answers at first, but it's also a reminder card that this is an opportunity that's coming into you right now from Spirit, but you have free will. It's up to you. You can stick with the status quo or you can change it. If you change it, prosperity lies ahead. And it just says work through your fears at the bottom. And it can be frightening to like say, I'm going to take a deep dive inside myself and I'm going to step out and I'm going to be seen. Oh, for some of you, there is this fear of really being seen. It's easier to play the role that others have already cast you in to play and be that person than it is to risk coming out as you, as who you truly are. But the roles that you're playing and being restrained by are not letting people see the real you. And it's time to let that real you out. Is there any more advice you can give group 3 here, the third decan of Gemini? Is there anything here? Okay, these two want to come out. These 3 might want to come out. Let's see. Adventure, responsibility, and expectations. It's just, you know, you can still be responsible, but you need to you need to find that adventure inside of you. If you find that more adventurous side of you, it doesn't mean ditching responsibilities, but it does mean, you know, changing people's expectations of who you are. You have divine timing and evaluation. So this is a reminder card from Spirit that this is coming at a time when Spirit knows it is best fit for your life and you are best in the position for it. The forgotten, missed opportunities, fear of failure. This is what's been holding you back, you know, and this is, you can stay in this. You can stay in missed opportunities because you're afraid to fail and you can forget who you really are. And Spirit's warning you against that. And then you have the Poet, relationships and vulnerability. This is the choice. And it is definitely a choice that's coming in. There's energy to support you if you want to take up the challenge of this new path. It's a major shift. You can stay in the old way of being afraid to fail and kind of forgetting who you really are, or you can do the deep dive and get the revelations, claim your independence, be the poet, have new relationships, be vulnerable with people, let them see who you really are. And let's go into, if you do this, what is the outcome? You know, this is, I'm just going to put that card over there because that's, you know, if you decide to stay in this position, the cards I'm about to pull aren't the cards you're going to get to see because This only happens. What's going to come out now is what happens if you make this change. And you're being supported. You have extra guides. You have extra energy around you. You have spirit giving you more signs and synchronicities to help you with this process right now. Whether you're catching it from the, after the solar flare, or if you're viewing this reading a year from now, it's come to you at the time that Spirit's letting you know this is here. Okay, so where does this head? This adventurous new... I don't know why I'm taking so many cards. I feel like I should take more cards. Is there another card that I'm supposed to... I know there's another card you want me to take. Okay, I'm going to take this one, Spirit. Peek at the bottom of the deck. What we don't see, self-worship. Group 1 or 2 got this same card. My hands fold as I speak to the stars, watching as the sky holds its breath. It's in stillness that I find that all that I am. It's in stillness that I find all that I am and all of divinity within me. And this came up in either group 1 or group 2 about finding the divinity within you. And you're really being called to not just find it, but learn to express that. Spirit gave you gifts for a reason, because those gifts are needed in the world. And of course, Spirit is always going to be there to help you to give those gifts. And you'll know that you're giving them your true gifts, and that you're giving them in the right place, because you'll feel energized. It will not drain you. If you're feeling drained, then you may be expending something that isn't your gift to give, or you're trying to share your gifts with people that it's not meant to be directed to for the highest good of all. Okay, let's see what 2 cards came out where you're headed. Oh my goodness, we got Fae. Not everything is as it may seem. Be cautious, dear one, for there is a story beneath the tale. I always take this as like a warning card, but I'm really feeling like it's kind of scary to look into yourself and see who you could be and who you could be around and where it would take you. There's another story you could be living. And the be cautious part of this is this one over here. This is almost the, if you don't, find your independence. This is very interesting. I'm going to put this back out, even though I said it that way. This kind of goes with this forgotten. If you choose not to take up this opportunity that Spirit's giving you, you may stay in this place where you don't see yourself for who you really are. You don't know the real story of what you're meant to do and in all of your gifts. Now, this other card would go with the poet, the relationships, the vulnerability, the being independent and going out to new people and showing your true self to people. You have oak. Don't just look within. Dive deeply into the eternal realms of knowing. You will have an amazing connection to Spirit, and you will be rooted so deeply that once you realize and you actualize who you are, even though it's a scary process to get to that point where you're in that really truly embodied and actualized self, you will be so grounded and rooted that you will have no fear of what other people think of you. You will be solid and strong and confident. That's where that leads. We're going to pull one last card from the Wisdom Oracle to close this out. So can we have one last card to close the reading, Spirit, for the third decan of Gemini? Peace. And I'm being told you have to remember there's 2 types of peace. There's the peace where you're not happy but everything's predictable. And there's the peace where you're not afraid of the unpredictable because you have so much peace inside of you that no matter what happens around you, you always have that peace within. We're going to peek at the bottom of the deck. Regeneration. This has come out for a few of the different signs in their piles. You have the opportunity to just really grow into someone more amazing than you can imagine at this moment. And you have all the support from the universe to do it. You've got extra guides on your side to help you. All right, so that's everything I have for you. You do have a subruler sign of Aquarius, so you may want to check out Aquarius if you're looking for other aspects of things going on in your life, or if this didn't quite resonate, or if you want to see if you can get a little deeper into the information. But you're clearly a group of incredibly amazing, gifted people. And it's about time the world got to really see the real you, and for you to be able to share those gifts and your wonderful selves with the world. Okay, if you resonated, like, you're welcome to leave a comment, give the video a like. If you like this kind of a reading where the signs are broken up into the decons, or done in a pick a card, however you were called to go through this reading, let me know in the comments. This is a very different way, but this was how Spirit guided me to do the zodiac signs. And if you'd like to catch some more of these videos, you can always subscribe. Doesn't cost anything, and hit the notifications bell. But thank you for letting me read for you, and I hope to see you in another reading.